Hello, 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 everybody. Let's see who is here with me. Grace is here. Abby is here. Steve is here. Hugh is here. Hugh. How the heck are you, Hugh? I'm so glad you found your way back to us. Hello, 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 my kiddos. Welcome. Anna and Lexi are here too. It's just a big old party we've got going on. Oh, so glad to have everybody here. Hope all the moms had a fantastic Mother's Day. We are going to make a post-Mother's Day gift. Here's what we're making today. Here's my little sample that I made. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be really easy. If you joined us for the pipe cleaner animals, you know, it's just a lot of like bending and twisting. So it's really not that difficult. Let's go over everything that's in your kit. I'm going to point my camera down. Let me grab my chair over here. And then we'll talk about everything that we have. Andy is here too. Hello. This was a popular class. Let's see what that looks like. All right, that's not too bad. You see more of me than you need to. Let's see if I can point this down just one more time. There we go. All right, that's good. Okay. I'm working on all kinds of new setups in anticipation of a hybrid summer reading program. So I'm just trying a couple of different things out. Okay, so here's what your kit looks like, right? And inside you will have a little flower pot that should have one glue dot in it and a couple cotton balls and a rock. That's just going to be for weight. We're going to leave the cotton balls in there too, because our flowers could get a little top heavy. We wanted something to hold our pot down. Okay, so among that, then we have all of these pipe cleaners. Oh, and I've got another rock here. Some of you had 2 rocks if they were tiny. I'll just stick that back in there. Okay, so the first project we're going to do is this purple flower right here. So you need the purple pipe cleaner, they stick together, and a green one for that project, okay? So that's one project. Then the last project we're going to do is the daffodil, this one right here. So for that one, you need the 3 yellows, or 3 yellows if you have more than 3. You need a green, and you need an orange. You're also going to use the glue dot with this project. So that's the daffodil one. We're going to do that one last. And then the tulip that we have right here is everything that's left. So you will have 2 black or brown pipe cleaners for the dirt that's in the pot to kind of cover up the cotton balls that we have. Then you will also have a green one for the stem, and the remaining are the color tulip that you have, because I had to give everyone kind of a different color. So let me see if I see the edge of my desk. Move that over a little bit. So everybody has different colors: red, blue, pink. I don't even think there is such a thing as a blue tulip, but it was a pretty color and I had it, so I gave it to you. Okay, so that's the third project. Okay, we're actually going to do the tulip second. And you will need a pair of scissors for this project. Okay, now let's start creating, shall we? This is very simple. So you have your pencil, right? I've got a lead pencil here. We are going to lay the pipe cleaner right along the pencil. I'm actually going to put my point tip in. You want to line up the tip of the pipe cleaner with the tip of your pencil. Okay, so you're going to hold the 2 of them together, and then you're going to take the purple and about 2 inches down from the tip, so like a little more than 2 fingertips, let's try 3 fingertips down from the tip, is where you're going to place the purple. You're going to hold the purple on there, and you're going to start winding. You're going to wrap the purple around both the pencil and the green pipe cleaner, and I'm going to give you an up-close personal look at this as I'm doing it. I'll hold my arms up for you. So I'm wrapping, and I'm keeping it tight, and I'm keeping each layer right next to it. I'm not leaving any space as I work my way towards the end. And what we want is that narrowing effect. So here's the problem, right? I ran out of pipe cleaner before I got to the end of my pencil. No worries. I'm going to push my pipe cleaner towards the tip a little bit more. Now I wound mine really tight, so it's getting a little hard to push up. But there we go. Okay, and I want to then continue winding because I want it to get smaller and smaller so that it comes to a point. There we go. So now, can you see that? It covers the point and it starts to get narrower. So then we're going to carefully remove the pencil. and we can, you know, bend the flower a little bit just to give it a little bit more character, so it's not completely straight. I gave it just like a little bit of an S curve. And then, let's see, how did I do? Oh, what I did with the leaves is I left a little length, oops, there we go, a little length for the stem, and then I bent the end up. Right, so now it looks like we have a really long leaf. But then we're going to measure how big we want our leaf and bend it again, like that. Put those two, squish those two pieces together. And with the rest of this end, I'm going to wrap around down to the bottom of the stem to make it just a little sturdier. And then you can shape the leaf however you want. Look, there, is that easier to see? Even I was having trouble making it out on the computer. How'd everybody do with that one? Simple. Any questions? Need to see any part of that again? I can take it apart and redo it. It's just wire. So you tell it what to do. Everybody okay? All right, so I will leave that here. Let's see. I'll put it over here for now. Okay, so if everyone is good, I'm gonna move on to the dandelion. All right, so, sorry, not dandelion, daffodil. So we need the 3 yellow, the green, and the orange in the glue dot. Okay, so here's what we're going to do with these. We are going to take our yellows and bend them in half so we could find the middle, but then we're going to reopen them a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do that with all 3. Sorry, my workspace is just like so messy. Looks like a lot going on.
In the mornings, I don't have any. How many people do I have? How many streets? Me, you, James.
All right, so we're gonna do this with all 3.
And James and Ryan read to me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan does a little bit of counting coins, you know, like.
Money?
Yeah, like I say.
Okay, so we've got those 3, right? Now, we're going to create a star out of these when we want that center point to all line up. So we're going to put all 3 of them, and it might help if we just work on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Or on the table. Can everybody hear me okay? Is everyone understanding and following along? So we have like a star like that, right? Now we're gonna twist these all together so that they stay put. So I'm gonna hold 3 in one hand and 3 in the other, and I'm gonna twist around. And then they are combined. Okay, now we're going to take each one of these yellow ones, starting at the tip, and we're going to spiral it down like a snail towards the center. Okay, so the way that I do that is I'm going to bend just the tip and then bend it again and then bend it again. And you'll see it's starting to form a flat coil. I'm pinching it in between my thumb and my pointer. And I'm curling, 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 all the way down to the center. I said we were going to do this one last, didn't I? Oh well. Because this one was the most difficult, so I wanted to do the tulip one next, but that's okay. We already started. We're into it now, so we're just going to keep going. So we're going to do that for all of them. Okay, so again, I'm going to pinch the tip down just a little bit, and then pinch it down again, and then I'm just going to swirl. Keep swirling it all the way down. And while we're doing this, I'm going to tell you about some of the other things that are coming up. Next week is the DVD DIY travel games. I was just prepping that kit tonight. The following week is STEM 101, STEM at Home 101. That is all about noise. And that wraps up our May class schedule. And then it's June. And what comes in June but our summer reading program. June 1st is registration kickoff. June 1st to June 15th. Everyone has a flyer in their bag to talk a little bit about it. I also plan on going live tomorrow morning. I know you all will be in school, but your grown-ups will be around, and if they can't catch it live, then they could watch the recording. It will be on our Facebook page. It will be on our YouTube channel. It will be in the Facebook event, Summer Reading Program Registration event. So your grown-ups are going to want to click going to that, so you'll get updates for anything that I post in there. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the how the program works. It's going to be like my speech that I usually give to all of the classrooms when I go around at the end of the school year and talk to every single class. Get you excited about some of the things that we're going to be doing this summer. And registration will only be while supplies last, because I do have some limited supplies on some things. So we will offer that while supplies last. Also, June 1st is towel origami. So you're going to join me for an instructional video using your own towels. I'm going to show you how to make some fun things with your towels, beach towels, hand towels, washcloths. Like they do in like the fancy hotel rooms and the cruise ships. And then after that we have STEM at Home 102, and that is going to be all about flying objects. Okay, so I got the daffodil all curled, and I want you to show you what I did. I overlapped each one so that the first one overlaps the second one, overlaps this one, overlaps that one, overlaps that one. So it just creates like this swirl. So you're going to want to kind of just fix that so it makes a nice circle of swirlies. I'll give you a minute in case you're not finished yet to catch up on that. Any teens that we have joining us, there is an adult program that teens are welcome to. On June 17th, we're making friendship bracelets that will be hosted by Kendra. Yes, please. Yes, please. Give you a minute to catch up. No problem, Gracie. You love your library. Well, I'm going to say thank you. I hope that we're your library. Who else do I have to say hello to? I had 18 of you guys registered. You all liked the animals. You came back for more flowers. We have another Abigail. We have Brooke. Brooke like disappeared off the face of the earth for a little while. I'm happy to have Brooke back. She's probably catching the replay as well. Kelsey and Mason, Abigail and Noah, Sienna and Alex, Emmy. That's the beauty of doing virtual programs, because then the replay is always there for your convenience. Of course, you know, I always love it when you join us live, because then it feels like we're all together. But sometimes it's just not convenient. How's everybody's daffodil coming? There's our one flower. That's called a grape hyacinth. This is our daffodil. We're going to be working with the green next. Steven's good. That's what I like to hear. Okay. Gracie's good. All right, so next we're gonna take the green. And about 1 inch down, like 2 finger widths, we're gonna create a J. Like a little hook, like that. Just a little J shape. And we're going to insert this down through the center of the yellow petals. This is how we're going to attach our daffodil to our stem. So if you look, you can see that there's like holes, right? So I'm going to send the stem down through one hole, and then that other end of the J is going to go through that other hole, like a hook. So then when the back looks like this. And see, there was another hole there and here. It doesn't really matter as long as they're just kind of across from each other. In fact, I think I kind of like that one better. I'm just gonna adjust it. There we go. And so then underneath, we're gonna twist these two together to hold our daffodil onto our stem. Twist the J around the stem to hold it into place. And then we're gonna work on the center. We're just gonna leave the rest of this be for a minute. Okay, so then it's all on there nice and tight. Okay, so now with the orange, we're gonna start to curl it like a snail, like we did this, but we don't want it to be as big, because what we're going to do, it's gonna end up looking like this, and the snail's gonna be at the base. So we bend the tip a little bit, just like we did before, rolling it tightly like a snail, but we're gonna stop after just a few rotations, because then we're gonna put, that's all I'm gonna do, just that much. We're gonna put this cap on our pinky, and then we're gonna continue. Maybe you wanna use your pointer finger if you have tiny fingers. Then we're going to continue to bend this around our finger. And after you get it going, you can take it off, or you could use a marker, or I would say a pencil, but I'm gonna go around my finger. And I'm just gonna bend it, because like I'm not good with just one hand. So I wrap it around, and then I just like squish it on my finger. And we're wrapping it kind of like the same way that we wrapped the purple flower. No gaps in between our rows, one right next to the other. And I'm just wrapping it all the way down my finger. It's a little difficult to get started, but then once you get it going, it goes on okay. So the cap went on your pinky finger, and you wound the rest of it around your finger a little tightly. So then we take it off our finger, and we're gonna squish it from top to bottom. I wound it really tight on my pinky. I can't even get it off now. There we go. So I'm gonna hold it top to bottom, and I'm gonna squish it like this, kind of like compressing the layers. So that way, if you did have any spaces in between your layers, we're gonna squeeze them to make it nice and tight. And so then it looks like this little cap, right? Now here is where we're gonna put the glue dot, and then we're going to attach it to the center of our flower, like that. Now, I did have some difficulty getting the glue dot to stick onto my cap when I made the sample. So here's what I learned. First, how do we use a glue dot? We take the wax paper off, that's trash. The glue dot sticks to the plastic, usually. Occasionally I have it where it ends up sticking to the wax paper, but it's usually sticking to the plastic. You're gonna put that glue dot on the cap, and I stick my finger back in there to give me something hard to press up against so that I can rub from the outside. Because if you don't stick your finger in there and you try and press, you might end up pushing the snail through, and we don't want that. So stick your finger in there so you can rub it really good, and really rub it good around the edges of the glue dot, because you want it to stick really good to the pipe cleaner. Okay. And then as you pull the glue dot off, the plastic, you might have to hold it down onto the pipe cleaner and work your way around the outside edge of the glue dot. Pull a little bit, turn it, pull a little bit, turn it. These glue dots, I think I got a different kind. These are more permanent ones than the temporary ones that I usually use, and they just stick to the plastic a lot better. So it came off like in a little bit of a glob, but that's okay, because it's just gonna stick to the center of the flower anyway. It doesn't have to be perfect. And again, with my finger inside, I'm going to use that to push. Ooh, look at what I did. But guess what? It goes right back. Look like it never happened. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. How will they know? They're not gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. Ta-da! Oh, my petal. There we go. And you could even like bend these little or yellow snail coils up towards the center. Give it a little bit more shape if you'd like. And then we're gonna make the leaf the same way. So leave a little bit of a stem. Bend the pipe cleaner up. Leave a little bit of a stem for the leaf. Bend the pipe cleaner down. Squish those two layers together. And then just wrap the excess starting like in the middle and down to the end of your flower stem. And then shape your leaf however you want it shaped. I think I did a little bit of a shorter stem than I did on my sample. There's our two flowers. One more. How's everybody doing with that? Did we complete that okay with no issues? Any help? Need me to walk you through anything? Repeat anything? Show you anything? Again. These pipe cleaners sure like to stick to everything. Uh-oh, the dog chewed up your lilac flower, your grape hyacinth. Don't let him eat any of that. There's metal inside these pipe cleaners. That's definitely dangerous. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the tulips. We can put our brown or black ones aside. We don't really need those right now until we start to get all of our flowers in the pot. Now, all of our tulip colors, we should have 5. We're going to put 1 aside. So I'm gonna put that over with my green for now. We're only gonna work with 4. We are going to cut these pipe cleaners into thirds. They are 12 inches long, so if you have a ruler, you can measure, would be 4 inches, right? Because 4 times 3 is 12. So we're gonna get 3 pieces that are 4 inches each. Another way you can do it is to just take the ends and kind of fold them into each other, and you want each end of the pipe cleaner to line up with this fold that we're gonna make. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna fold this pipe cleaner, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna crease it. And I just want to make sure that the end of my pipe cleaner here goes to the top of this fold, and the end of this pipe cleaner down here goes to the end of this fold. It kind of makes you like an S or a Z. And we only have to do this one time, because then once we cut these, we can use these as measurements. Okay, and so then you would cut on that fold. So I stick my scissors in and cut on the fold. So now I have 3 pieces. That's what it means when we cut something into thirds. So I'm going to do that with the other 4 pieces, except now I'm not going to fold them. I'm just going to use one piece to measure. Just make sure that you're lining up the ends. And see, even that one ended up being a little bit longer, but that's okay. Ooh, that one's really long. I don't know how that happened. Keep working my way closer and closer to me. Let's see, maybe if I bring you closer to me, maybe that will help. I have a habit of working towards the end of the table, and sometimes that goes off camera. Not to mention, when I'm setting up my shot, it looks different once I go live. I don't know, it makes the picture farther away than what I was looking at before I hit go live. Okay, so we have all of those cut. We're gonna fold them all in half. And we're gonna line them up side by side so that all the ends are on one side and all the folds are on the other. You're actually, here, I'll do this upside down for you. You want all the ends to be on top and all the folds to be at the bottom. And we're just gonna line them up like soldiers next to each other. I see the sun. It's good. It was sunny, then it was rainy. Now it's back to sunny again. Everyone's grass is gonna be so long and green. It's gonna grow like a weed from all of this rain. And it's gonna be very luscious green. So we're just folding these all in half. And we're gonna take the green one, we're gonna put it in the middle of these. And we're gonna make its end I don't know, some of mine are definitely not the same size. Just trying to figure out what's better to line up, the fold part or the end part. end part. Maybe I'll just center it. How's everybody doing out there? Doesn't look like I lost anybody yet, so that's a good sign. Nobody's gotten frustrated and given up and said the heck with this and shut off the video, come back to it later. You could do that too, you know. Okay, so you may not be able to tell, but all of my ends are up here. All of my folds are down here. Got a lot of extra fuzzies. And I'm going to take my green stem and I'm going to insert it in the middle somewhere. And I just want to make sure that my green end is lined up with all the other ends. Kind of like that. Does it look like a flower yet? Now what we're going to do is we're going to bunch these all together the best that you can. It's going to kind of form a circle and we want the green to be in the middle, okay? So all the red or whatever color your tulip is going to be around in a circle around the outside with the green stem in the middle. So you just kind of like bunch it up and hold it. Now see, right now my green's not in the middle, my green's on the side there. So I'm just gonna kind of move my red around, or whatever tulip color that you have around, just to make sure that the green is in the center. I'll push some of my ends up, they fell down. So you have all the ends in line. You're bunching them all together. You can see, it reminds me of like sushi. My green one is right in the center there, and the red ones are all around it. Now we're gonna take the remaining flower color that we have, and we're gonna wrap the bunch like one finger width down. We're gonna place that red one, and we're gonna start to wrap it all the way to the tip. And we want to cover the ends. So here I am, about one finger width down, wrapping towards the end. And you may have to, like, you know, go over some rows, because you'll get to the end pretty quickly. Just repeat it, go on top of another row. You could do that, no problem. Okay, so now it looks like that. It's kind of like a flower that's opened. Reminds me of like the echinacea, the pink daisies they look like. Their petals kind of like bend down and the center points up. But we're not finished yet. We're almost there. You've got that wrapped tightly. It's securing all of the ends. You're gonna hold that you just wrapped, and you're gonna take all of these petals and you're gonna bend them up in the opposite direction, working all the way around the circle. bend them up. Up towards the top, up towards the tip that we just covered up. Bend them up, work your way around. Oops, I had one come loose. I'm just gonna shove that up in there. I didn't line up the tips very well. And bend it up. It looks like it's pretty scary right now, right? We want them to go all the way up. Not out, all the way up. We want to cover that center of the flower. Okay. Now you want to pinch the bunch to kind of help it form the shape. So I'm just gonna like squeeze it to really help pack those petals together. And then I'm also going to take the ends and kind of just bend them in towards the center. Just gonna put like the tip of my finger on each petal and bend them in towards the center. If I have any long ones, I'm gonna bend them a little extra to kind of close up the tulip bud. Bend them in towards the center. Oops, look at my stem fell out. I'm gonna stick that back in there. There. That's our tulip. And we do the petal the same way. Leave a length for the stem. Bend it up. Leave a length for the leaf. Bend it down. I'm going to give this one a little bit of a longer leaf, I think. And then just wrap the ends. Gracie thinks it's cool. I thought so too. You're so cute. And now we have our tulip. So now we have to put them together in the pot. Now, what I did with this sample, I will show you. Let me pull these out. I curled it into a snail like we did the daffodil. And when I finished the one pipe cleaner, I started the second pipe cleaner right where I left off and just continued to make the swirl and push the layers together tight so that it would fit right in the flower pot like that. And then I pushed the stems through the rows. So I just found an opening and I pushed the stem of the flower through so it came out the other side. So you can try doing it that way. In fact, here, let me take this apart and I'll show you from the very beginning. I guess I attached the two. I made it one big long pipe cleaner. That makes more sense. So you take the two pipe cleaners, you overlap them, like you can make like an X kind of, and then just twist them together so that they stay and become one big long pipe cleaner. And then starting at one end, just like we did the daffodil, you turn. Turn, turn, coil around. Now that's the part where my two are joined together, so that's gonna bend a little bit harder because it's like two pieces of wire. Okay, and then you stick it in the pot and you stick the flowers in. I actually like to stick the flowers in before the coil goes in the pot. I just find it easier. But I also wanted to try it another way. So, oops, sorry, I'm not on camera. And then stick them in there. But I was wondering what would happen if we bunched them all together and then ran the pipe cleaners around them. And they were in the center. I mean, they stand pretty good that way. So if it works for you, if you got them to stand up, then hey, don't mess with it. You know, and then you could bend them if you want them to go point in different directions. You know, however you want it, or turn it so that the leaves maybe go to the outside, you know. You can play florist and flower arranger. But my other idea was if we put these two together, just like we did before, and then I put my 3 flowers together, arrange them how I want them to appear. And then I started to wrap the black around them together to keep them tight. And then made the little snail coil coming out from there, if that would work the same or not. I don't know. I'm trying it for the first time right here with you guys. So we're going to experiment together. Exciting. I'm just coiling around, coiling around. Okay, got my big coil. And now I'm going to put it in my pot. Oh, I think that actually makes it kind of heavier, having it all be bunched together in the center. But, oops, yep, see? Probably because the center is anchored to the flower. So I think my original idea was probably better. Yeah. Because now my flowers don't stand up independently. Yep, so that was a failed experiment. I'm glad I showed you how to do it this way. That would be the way to do it. Coil it first. Don't put all of the flowers next to each other. So what's everyone gonna do with their pipe cleaner flowers? Where are we gonna keep them? Who are we gonna give them to? I love these little projects. Who knew? Pipe cleaners could be so fun. And not just to clean pipes. There we go. Yep, that's better. Ta-da! Look at how cute. Oh, I love them. Okay, any other questions? Let me bring the camera back up so I can say goodbye to you. Here we are. Okay, if nobody has any other questions, then I will say goodbye and good night, and I will see you again soon.